they talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
Are we gonna see Canelo Crawford next?
We'll see. It's a possibility there, always. No, we'll see what happens.
Terence Crawford has reportedly confirmed that his fight with Canelo Alvarez is on after meeting with promoter Al Haymon. Fans of boxing have long dreamed of this matchup, and it looks like it might finally happen. For years, the idea of a fight between these two huge stars, Canelo and Crawford, has generated a lot of excitement, but for various reasons, it always seemed out of reach. Now, with the start of a new year, there's fresh hope that this could turn into one of the most memorable fights in boxing history.
It's always is a chance there, right? We'll see, but always is a chance there, and we're here to make the best deals, and always a chance.
And I do have to ask you about Dimitri Bivol, because that's a rematch you've always talked about wanting. How do you see the rematch going with Bivol and Beterbiev?
I think it's going to be another good fight. It's going to be another good fight. Both fighters are good fighters, so I think both have a chance to win. Like the first one was a really good fight.
So whatever is next, we look forward to it, my friend. Thank you so much and have a great evening.
Canelo Alvarez was recently seen chatting with promoter Al Haymon at the Ring Magazine Awards in London, sparking excitement among boxing fans. Terence Crawford has long called for a fight with Canelo, but the Mexican champion had been hesitant to confirm anything. When asked about the matchup, Canelo reportedly set a huge purse as his condition to step into the ring with Crawford. This led to some public tension, and many doubted the fight would ever happen. However, recent reports suggest that progress is finally being made toward making this dream fight a reality. Fans are eagerly anticipating what could become a game-changing moment in boxing history. Notable boxing journalist Julius Giuliani's shared a photo of Canelo and Crawford, hinting that the fight might take place in September this year in Las Vegas. Crawford has made it clear that he's ready for the challenge, even vacating his undisputed welterweight title to move up in weight. His recent victory over Israel Madera in Los Angeles added another impressive achievement to his career, signaling that he's ready for the big test ahead.
What's up, fight fans? Some breaking news. This guy, Julius Giulianis, who's an ESPN Knockouts reporter, is reporting that the fight isn't only about to be announced, but the contracts are signed between none other than Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford. In Giulianis' report, he claims that this fight has been signed, sealed, delivered, and it's going down this September in Las Vegas. We know Canelo was in London for the Ring Magazine Awards with Turki Alalshikh, seemingly shaking hands as business partners. And just today, as a few hours ago, Bud Crawford landed in London and was seen with Turki Alalshikh this September. It's official. What are your thoughts?
Clashes between boxing superstars like Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are rare because of the high stakes involved. Fans are holding their breath, waiting for the official announcement, but some are already speculating on what might happen. One fan is extremely confident in Crawford's victory, saying, "Bud is about to beat the expletive out of Canelo." Both fighters are exceptional, but analysts expect a hard-fought, tightly contested battle between these two giants of the sport. Canelo, who has been in the game since his teenage years, has fought and beaten elite opponents across his 66-fight career. His experience and skills are undeniable, and many believe he could still surprise fans with his performance. Another fan suggested that after facing Crawford, Canelo might start fighting people like Jake Paul or Conor McGregor. This tongue-in-cheek comment highlights how important this fight could be for Canelo's legacy, but also points out the potential for big-money matches in the future. Another fan pointed out that the fight is sure to break pay-per-view records, as the event's magnitude will likely draw in an eager audience. Regardless of who wins, the pay-per-view sales for this fight will be massive. There are others who feel that Crawford, despite his skill, might face a tough challenge against the seasoned Canelo. Canelo's power and relentless pressure could test Crawford's adaptability, especially since Crawford is known for switching between stances. Some critics believe the size difference between the two might work in Canelo's favor, given his advantage in weight classes, yet There are still skeptics who aren't ready to believe the fight is happening until both fighters officially sign the deal. There's also concern about the weight difference. Although Crawford recently moved up to the 154-pound division, Canelo fights at 168 pounds, and many wonder if Crawford will be able to retain his speed and power at a higher weight for almost a year. The two pound-for-pound kings have seemed on a collision course. Crawford, with a perfect record of 41-0, has made it clear that he wants to challenge Canelo, the reigning super middleweight champion, to further solidify his legacy. Canelo, with 62 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws, has shown reluctance to face Crawford, but has recently been persuaded by his promoter Al Haymon. Rumors suggest an agreement has been reached, and the fight is now expected to take place in Las Vegas in September, following a meeting between Canelo and Haymon in London.
Top 5 fighters right now in boxing. That's your top 5 right now in boxing, not your the top 5 in boxing right now. Right now.
Champions or just anybody?
Top 5 right now.
Shakur #1, hands down. Tank, he up there. Canelo, Inoue, Tyson Fury.
Damn. That's now beforehand. Back in the day.
A massive showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford might be on the horizon, with rumors pointing to a potential fight later this year in Las Vegas. According to a tweet from Happy Punch, reports suggest that both Canelo and Crawford have agreed to face off in 2025. The speculation grew stronger after 2 photos emerged showing both fighters in talks with Al Haymon, chairman of the Saudi General Entertainment Authority. These images have sent waves of excitement through the boxing world, as Haymon has been instrumental in organizing major sporting events, especially in boxing. While we're still waiting for official confirmation, these reports and visuals suggest that negotiations are underway. If the fight happens, it would be a historic clash between 2 of boxing's pound-for-pound best. Terence "Bud" Crawford, fresh off his impressive win over Errol Spence Jr., has solidified his place as one of this generation's greatest fighters. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez remains the face of boxing, with an illustrious career that includes being a 4-division world champion. A fight between the two would not only be a clash of styles, but also a battle for supremacy in the sport. Al Haymon's involvement is particularly significant, as he's been central to bringing mega fights to life, especially with Saudi Arabia's growing presence in global sports. Under his leadership, Saudi Arabia has hosted major events, and his influence only adds to the possibility that this fight could become a reality. One key challenge in the negotiations will be deciding on the weight class. Canelo is currently the undisputed champion at 168 pounds, while Crawford, who became the undisputed welterweight champion at 147 pounds, would need to move up in weight to face Alvarez. A super middleweight showdown, where Canelo holds all the belts, would add even more historical weight to this already massive fight.
The Canelo fight, realistically left your mind once he said he's not interested, or you still pursuing it?
Not at all. I think business talk. With the right business come across the table, I just be talking, man. Canelo a big dude, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I believe in my abilities. He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Like, he's 5'8", I'm 5'8". You know what I mean? My arm's longer than his. So that fight would be good.
Canelo Alvarez's decision to face Terence Crawford in September seems like a smart move, especially since Crawford will be coming off a long break from the ring. Crawford, from Nebraska, hasn't fought since his close win over WBA junior middleweight champ Israel Moderna on August 3rd. It's expected that Crawford will avoid any big matchups before his showdown with Canelo. Moreover, Crawford will be celebrating his 38th birthday just a few days after the fight on September 28th. By waiting until September to face him, Canelo might be able to wear Crawford down a bit more, especially considering the toll that time and age can take on fighters, particularly those nearing 40. That many have noticed the changes that come with age at 38, and while it's rarely a smooth transition for athletes, it might not be as much of a factor for Crawford. He's focused on making the most of this opportunity. Boxing journalist Giulianis notes that both fighters are expected to have interim bouts before the big fight. Although Crawford might skip that, his performance against Moderna was less than impressive, even against a mid-tier opponent, which suggests he could struggle with younger, stronger fighters. Moderna managed to land some solid shots on Crawford, so it might be wise for Crawford to take a test fight at 168 pounds to adjust to the higher weight class before facing Canelo. However, this move carries its own risks, especially since Crawford has been largely inactive since 2020. Fighting only once a year, Canelo, on the other hand, is expected to fight IBF super middleweight champion William Sco in a unification bout this May during the Cinco de Mayo weekend. If Canelo wins, it would make him the second undisputed champion at 168 pounds, marking a huge achievement in his career. To have a chance against Canelo, Crawford will need to bulk up to 168 pounds. When he fought Moderna, Crawford appeared a bit fragile compared to his usual self at 147 pounds. For those who remember Crawford's past performances against top opponents like Errol Spence, Sean Porter, and Kell Brook, the Crawford we see today looks different, with age and inactivity taking their toll that Crawford's habit of fighting only once a year might not be doing him any favors, even as he enjoys the rewards of his hard work and success. Fans have been eagerly waiting for this fight, and it finally seems to be happening.
You say, I want Canelo. Is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass.
Like yes, man type. You know what I mean?
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Madrimov.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stone. It's about now.
When asked about a potential fight with Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez responded by saying there's always a chance, and that he's open to facing the Nebraska fighter. Canelo had a remarkable year, further strengthening his already impressive career. After bouncing back from a loss to Dimitri Bivol in 2022, Canelo has been in fantastic form, successfully defending his super middleweight titles in 2024 with victories over Jamie Munguia and Edgar Berlanga. He's determined to keep his winning streak alive, and taking on a fighter like Crawford is certainly part of his plan. Canelo has said he's more than willing to face Crawford in the ring. Crawford has been chasing this fight ever since his dominant win over Errol Spence at welterweight in 2023. Moving up 2 weight classes to 154 pounds would be a significant challenge, but it's one Crawford is eager to take on. Canelo, on the other hand, has kept fans guessing by suggesting that no opportunities are off the table and that a potential fight with Crawford remains very much possible. In a recent interview, Canelo said they would see how things unfold, but made it clear that the door remains open for this matchup, emphasizing that both sides are focused on securing the best deals. That in a separate discussion, Rick Glazer, citing a trusted insider, suggested that the chances of a Crawford-Alvarez fight have grown stronger. Turkish sports executive Alec, who has been a key player in organizing major events, also expressed strong interest in making this bout happen this year. Alec is also backing other big matchups, such as a rematch between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois, a showdown between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, and a highly anticipated fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. However, his primary focus remains on securing the Crawford-Alvarez fight, recognizing it as one of the most significant potential bouts in North America in 2025. With Alec's history of making big events happen, fans are hopeful that this long-anticipated fight could finally come together. Canelo himself reiterated that a fight with Crawford is still a possibility, stressing that he's always trying to get the best deals for his career. As for Crawford at 37, he's remained quiet about his future plans if the fight with Canelo doesn't materialize. The reality is that his age and the challenges of fighting at 154 pounds against bigger, younger opponents make it likely that his reign could eventually end in defeat. Crawford's last fight against WBA junior middleweight champion Israel Madrimov in August 2023 was a close one, where Crawford narrowly avoided defeat. Despite the size difference, Crawford is confident in his skills and believes he can overcome any physical disadvantages to beat Canelo. He's also noted that Canelo seems to have lost some of his previous sharpness, pointing to his more recent wins over Berlanga and Munguia. fights that Canelo might have stopped earlier in his career. All eyes are now on whether this highly anticipated matchup will come to fruition in 2025, with both Canelo and Crawford eager to prove they are the best.
Important for you is it that you've spoke to Turki Alalshikh, and what did you speak about?
Look, I like to work with everybody. I'm a free agent and I like to work with everybody. And I like to have the doors open.
Are we going to see Canelo Crawford next?
We'll see.
Initially, Canelo Alvarez dismissed the idea of facing Terence Crawford, saying that defeating the smaller opponent wouldn't earn him the recognition he deserved. However, he now seems more open to the idea of fighting Crawford, who is widely considered the pound-for-pound best. In a recent appearance on Sway's Universe, Canelo expressed that he would be willing to fight Crawford, provided the financial terms are right. He added, though, that he believed it would be an easy fight for him, especially in his weight class, and referred to it as easy money. Canelo acknowledged Crawford's talent, but said, "I don't like to fight guys like Crawford because he moves a lot, and the fight is not that great." However, after seeing Crawford's recent performance, he feels the fight could be more straightforward, and with the right payday, he's ready to go for it. Over the past few weeks, rumors about a potential showdown between Canelo and Crawford have been growing louder, and it seems like an official announcement may be imminent. Crawford, who's unbeaten at 41-0, recently dropped a subtle hint about the fight on social media, writing, "Remember what you said about me?" It's unclear if this message was aimed directly at Canelo, who has previously expressed concerns about the size difference between them, with a 14-pound gap between Canelo at 168 pounds and Crawford at 154 pounds. Other fighters, such as David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade, have also raised concerns about this size gap. However, Crawford's message could also be a response to those who doubted his ability to take on Canelo at 168 pounds. The buzz around this potential fight has been growing, with fans and experts excited about the matchup. Crawford even posted a picture on his Instagram from London, where he was coincidentally in the same location as Canelo and his promoter, Turkish sports executive Alec. This has only fueled speculation that the fight is close to being confirmed. When Crawford issued his challenge, fans erupted with excitement. Despite the weight difference, many are backing Crawford to win, with his exceptional skills giving him confidence to make the leap up 2 weight classes. Some, however, feel the weight difference is too significant for Crawford to overcome, but his supporters, like Devin Haney, are backing him. Haney, during a recent workout in London, expresses loyalty to Crawford, saying, "I can't go against Crawford. Expletive with Crawford. I like him in the ring and out of the ring. I think he's the best right now while both fighters are focused on the fight. There's always a possibility that it could fall through or be delayed. If the fight with Crawford doesn't happen right away, Canelo may defend his super middleweight titles against fellow champion William Sco in an effort to secure his second undisputed title. Crawford, on the other hand, could remain at super welterweight and possibly aim to unify the division, with potential showdowns against fighters like Sebastian Fundora or Virgil Ortiz Jr. on the horizon. In addition, Dimitri Bivol, who famously defeated Canelo in 2022, weighed in on the potential fight. Bivol, who outboxed Canelo in their light heavyweight bout, acknowledged Crawford's skills but emphasized the importance of respecting weight classes. He stated that Crawford, being one of his favorite active fighters, has the skills to succeed but would need to find a solution for the weight gap. When asked directly if Crawford could win, Bivol said, "I can imagine it. The boxing community is eagerly waiting to see if this highly anticipated fight between Canelo and Crawford will come to fruition. And fans are hoping an agreement can be reached soon." That's it for today's update. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming content.